had a bit of a crossover career. I was in the marketing and advertising world, both as a manager and a writer, and also spent 3 years at Madison Square Garden as the head of marketing there. And recently, I thought I'd start with a poem a little about sports. Recently I was asked to moderate a poetry symposium on sports that was a fundraiser for a number of things, and I wrote this poem that people seem to like. I think you'll recognize some of the characters. Some of our younger people won't, but they'll remember who he is. We seek greatness. Come on, let's jog down memory lane. 1997 to be exact. It's the basketball season. Knicks at the Garden versus the Bulls. Patrick's still playing. Jeff the coach. Knicks were good. Bulls just a little better. Guy named Michael, top of his game. Coach named Phil, touch of zen. Surrounded by Scotty, Luke, Ron, Dennis, and more. Must-see event for Big Apple stars. There's Woody, Elle, Liam, and Spike. Rand, Dave, Kevin, Michael, Donald, and Sue. Moguls and shakers and just filthy rich. Thousands of regular guys and gals, 20,000 fans in all. Michael the champ had a gripe with Coach Jeff. Thought Jeff had mouthed off just a little too much. Imagine his airness before taking the floor saying, "Okay, boys, let me give you the scoop. Just keep the game close till we get to the fourth." Out on the court, back and forth, went the score. Garden was rocking, fans going wild. Knicks inching ahead, time ticking by. When, what do you know, the fourth quarter drew near. Almost as if every fan there that night knew what was coming, had second sight. Down the floor, Michael driving, veers left, swish from the corner. Uh-oh, swish from top of the key. Right down the lane, dunk for two more. Fake and a spin, swish, once again. The Garden grows quiet, and quieter still. Michael's unleashed, he's scoring at will. On one of his trips down the court past Coach Jeff, glares at the man who callously dared question his greatness, his sheer will to win. Now jaded New Yorkers, they rise as if one, not booing the Knicks, but cheering for Michael. As humans, clearly know that what he's done. As humans, surely know something special. Jordan crossing over the superstar zone. Bulls winning almost an afterthought. To greatness delivered on demand makes you ask, what can I do that no one else could quite do as well? Excellence worth the effort it takes. That's why they came to the Garden that night. Talent's the talent, the score is the score. How you get there, your own adventure. And now that's the question and the mystery. A woman asks her date as they get up to leave, "Do you think Michael has read any Hemingway?" Date, wearing a blessed Knick jersey. Who cares? Who's Hemingway anyway? And so it goes. This next one's called The Green Summer Swing. Talk to me about the green summer swing. Crusted with ice, swaying in 50-mile Arctic winds, threatening to rip off canopy. Just months ago, shaded from late summer sun. Talk to me about the green summer swing. Reassure gentler memories, passionate dreams. Will survive deep freeze, and we will rock back and forth next spring on the green summer swing. So my career, I've been lucky to travel almost all over the world, and so when Bob Holman's been kind of mentoring me, he's quite a good poet and a teacher at Columbia, and he's the one who got me doing more of these observations. This is sort of a little story observation about London, about trying to get across London, if you've ever been there, to St. Paul's Cathedral. I needed to cross London to get to St. Paul's. Chill rainy day, off goes cab. Traffic weaves, delays everywhere. 20 pounds later, money that is, We pull up to the great church. Fee paid, cab pulls away. Ascend steps. Most polite guard eyes me, elegantly opines. The cathedral is closed. No more visitors this day. Pretty sure cabby knew times himself. London cabbies know all. Chose profit over confession. I turn away, descend steps, and pray for the cabbie's soul. And from one of my spiritual homes in Hawaii, this is called Honolulu Sunrise. Here in Hawaii, light asks for patience before we see true colors. Cloud flotillas sail smoothly north to south, backlit by rising sun, all the way from you to me, east to west, across the seas. As morning rays shine skyward, oranges, greens, golds, reds, and blues, colors now richly rainbowed, each day, each way its own reward. Here comes the sun, here comes the warmth, here comes the light. And this next one is a little story from my youth, actually. It's based on the truth. I gotta find it here. It's called The Tale of the Nantucket Cow. And I think most of you know Nantucket's an island off of Cape Cod. And as a young man, I was a swimmer, and I loved the ocean, and I didn't know what I was getting into, but I took a summer job crewing on a sailboat, and it turned out to be a wonderful experience. As a young man, I biked from Wauwinet Village against awakening southwesterlies, wispy fog morning, rolling heaths, pedaled with purpose toward Nantucket town. Overhead, gray-white gulls with yellow-tipped beaks carry conch shells. Above the road, scree, 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 as they drop and crack feast on the road below. Breathe deeply salted sweet blend, richly textured wild beach plum, flowering purple yellow broom, blooming, wondering if this island set sail, left Scotland or Ireland, dropped anchor 30 miles off Cape. Cows graze languidly along Wauwinet Road, sun cast golden glow on mulching bovine masterworks. Occasional convivial moo for morning, males, mates, entrees. Two strangers by pasture fence, fellow bikers chat. Parson, pretty girl. I roll up, fellow traveler, perfect start, delicious day. The cow is so peaceful, muses the parson. Emerald green blades become sustenance, pure milk, not taxed by rambling responsibility of getting up, giving much, much more than she'll ever get back. He's right, you know, she says. About the cow, I mean. Simple pleasures standing right before us. Lucky for me to ride this way, and lucky for me, all I could reply. Eyes meeting, first time, briefly satisfied, taking each other. Parson smiles, start of something new, observes in calm and balanced baritone, for now, my friends, I leave you on your own. Off he rode to visit who knows who, left us staring at the cow. Moo, moo, moo the mood, messenger if not right, outright intervention. Girl and boy ride on towards town. Utterly rambunctious morning, memories care of a parson, bike, cow, and oh yes, that girl. Well, I guess you can tell I like the ocean. This is actually sort of a true story from Redondo Beach, California, with a little surprise ending. It's a beautiful LA morning at the beach. Surfers in the break, just out of reach. Bikers, runners, walkers on the strand. Baby, mother frolic in the sand. Golden sun arriving from the east. It's a visual, sensual, movable feast. Is that danger? Moving swiftly near, a fin breaks the surface. Two more appear. Gasp, surfers pointing out to sea, paddling towards shore furiously. On closer reflection, it's okay. See, there are a school of dolphins come to play. Everyone heaves, great sighs of relief, laughter and joy inside the reef. It's a beautiful morning. It's a redondo day. Great way to live, wouldn't you say? How are we doing on time?
Okay.
I had a professor who actually used to call poetry an exercise in rediscovery. And when I was looking for something, I found this poem that written in 2007. It's more on the serious side. And I asked my bride earlier tonight, did she remember the terrible thing that happened in 2007? And she kind of didn't until I reminded her, but that was the year of the Virginia Tech massacre. And I wrote this poem then, but it seems particularly applicable to what's going on in the country now with the Batman massacre and the politicians and everything else. So let's give it a try. It's called The Elements of Decline. The lessons of history, great mysteries become when 33 victims are dead and done. So many throw up their hands in dismay. What could have been done to prevent this day? Gun dealer on MSNBC tells us all there's nothing he did caused the campus to fall. What could he do? Every sale made is lawful. Who could predict an endgame so awful? Blonde, blue-eyed host keeping his cool, but sees through the hardball he's no fool. Consistently bothered by the trend of events, he nevertheless sits on defense. Reporting, questioning, probing, and searching for someone with answers to start the renurturing. Help people embrace change coming on before it's too late and the chances are gone. Sounds like a primer for humans on earth. Action and change, so seldom worth the effort before great seismic revulsions rock and destroy, cause sudden convulsions. You cannot control with a weapon or pill. Society breaks and becomes desperately ill when inertia and selfish and ignorant bliss cause every comfy soul to miss the signs and signals of creepy decay. No one wants to see that day. Hundreds of thousands excuses drift by like clouds of building in stormy skies. Money, 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 that's all I need. A gun doesn't cause an evil deed. The Second Amendment interpreted justly. I have a right to carry this trusty. To carry bazooka, drive down the street in a tank. Got the founding fathers thinking to thank. Don't like the noise of cars going by. I'll zap with my AK. Watch them all die. If history teaches only what you want to hear, twisted lessons, a bargain price so dear, we'll surely forget while we chase the dream that thousands died before their time. To stop the evil, staunch the crime. Our fathers, T.B. wrote not long ago, were a generation in the know. Surely one of the questions brought back from wars in the East and wars in the West was killing, maiming, so easy to do. Forever changes the world for you. All this time, rebuilding a nation, now sitting with a reputation of selfish, lazy self-gratification. More for me and less for you. Don't care if you have nothing to do. Heroes carved from softest foam, over arid range now roam. Social deviants adorn the news. Past judgment share their rapid and vapid views. Desperately trying to stay on the net with wildest, stupidest doings yet. All about money, all about waste, all about life. No strings attached, no reckoning knife. Listen to all the people asking, what could I do about that thrashing? That innocents suffered the chain of events. Nothing even makes the smallest dent. Random massacres place to place. Just keep the bad guys out of my face. I'm minding my business. I got a full slate. Let the good Lord determine my fate. Rise up, you good women and men. Look back at times, remember when change made this country. From the start, freedom came from hungry hearts. They sailed away from oppression and fear, were not afraid to shed a tear. All of us, whether rich or poor, should serve their country, that's for sure. Nature will win the final war, chase cowardice from a bestial core. You can't stop all the mental issues that bend and dent our mortal tissues. Neither can you hide, pretend, and stare, hoping no evil will wander where. You live behind a broken wall, rise up and stand and speak for all. The man with the blonde hair and the steel blue eyes is tired of all the alibis. So I'm really a pretty optimistic guy, so I want to leave you with a couple of lighter thoughts. This is a short poem with a seasonal theme. It's called Jersey Tomato. I'm looking for a Jersey tomato, ripe, rotund, radiant red, promising ethereal blending, sugars, salts, fruity tartness, sweet treat for the aficionado. Come to me, my precious, lest I search too long and winter freeze zest away. And one more about our family has a passion for animals, so it's kind of a little slanted view of that love. It's called Everyday Life. The tiger cat barfs on the rug, moves 10 steps, barfs again. The big brown dog follows closely, ingests the barf for dessert. Licks his chops, no cleanup necessary. Cat proceeds downstairs, eats more food, satisfied, lies down under a sunny window and naps next to big brown dog. BFF, amen.